Welcome, my darklings. Since it is the 1st of April, I thought it would be fitting to share a few macabre facts about April Fool's Day. Fittingly, April Fool's Day is a bit hazy in its origins. The most popular theory is that it came into being in 1564 in France when the calendar was reformed, moving the start of the year from the end of March to January the 1st. Those who stubbornly clung onto the old calendar and continued to celebrate the new year between March the 25th and April 1st had jokes played on them. Traditionally, pranksters would stick paper fish on the backs of their victims, and this prank was called Poisson d'Avrils, literally April fish in French. Moving on to some more concrete etymology, the word fool comes from the Old French folle, meaning madman, insane person, rogue, or jester. There is some debate that there could be origins rooted in the medieval Latin follus, which means blacksmith's bellows. Bellows links with the vulgar Latin, meaning windbag or empty-headed. This likely evolved from the Latin follet, meaning the puffed cheeks of a buffoon, as in pulling this sort of face. Jesters were professional fools, and they used to be called folles or buffoons. Jester actually comes from the French word for storyteller. Jesters appear throughout history in Roman, Aztec, Persian, and ancient Chinese cultures. As well as pranks, April Fools also celebrates jokes. The world's earliest recorded joke was found on a Babylonian tablet that's thought to be as old as 2,300 years BC. It states, something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart on her husband's lap. Indeed, the earliest discovered written joke was toilet humour. In more recent years, some jokes and pranks have been taken a little bit too far and sent nations into a complete panic. In 1972, Nessie's body was claimed to have been found, which likely disrupted much of Scotland at the time, as well as led many news reporters on a wild goose chase. Just 2 decades earlier, in 1952, there was an atomic information leak, which absolutely terrified the world over. Yet joking about World War and global destruction is in bad taste in any era. In 1950, the Wiesbaden Martian also took headlines by storm. Alas, for any UFO enthusiasts, this did prove to be a hoax. Speaking of jokes and pranks, did you know that laughter is a rare but documented cause of death? Prolonged and uncontrolled laughter can cause asphyxiation and or heart attack. Some notable deaths include Zeuxis, a Greek painter who died in 500 BC by looking at a painting of an old woman he'd just made. Well, I bet that was a real confidence boost for his painting subject. Chrysippus, a Greek Stoic philosopher, found some donkeys eating figs in his garden. So hilarious that he laughed himself to death in 206 BC. In 1660, the Scottish aristocrat Thomas Urquhart found the news of the restoration of Charles II so hilarious that he laughed himself to death. In 1975, Alex Mitchell in the UK laughed himself to death whilst watching the TV show The Goodies. His widowed wife wrote to the BBC thanking the creators for making Mr. Mitchell's last moments on Earth so enjoyable. The Danish audiologist Ole Benson, I apologise to any Danes if I've mispronounced that, reportedly died laughing watching the first run of A Fish Called Wanda in 1989. If you can die of laughter, you can also die of tickling. In ancient Japan, this was actually employed as a torture method. The technique was called kusugurin zeme, literally meaning merciless tickling, and was administered to those convicted of crimes beyond the criminal code of the time. In the medieval period, people put in the stocks were essentially rendered defenceless. As well as jeering and throwing rotten tomatoes at them, the townspeople would also tickle them, and even go as far as putting salt on their bare feet and leading up goats to lick them. Tickle torture was even executed by the Nazis. In Flossenburg's concentration camp, inmates were tortured by being stripped, bound, and tickled with goose feathers for hours. On a lighter note, there has been some people of interest whose birth dates land on April the 1st. In 1578, William Harvey, the English physician, was born, with his most notable work being that of the discovery of blood circulation. In 1965, the Swedish film director Thomas Alfredson was born, who has gone on to make that brilliant vampire horror Let the Right One In. Of course, you can't have birth without death and vice versa. In 1992, Nigel Preston, the drummer from the band The Cult, sadly died of an overdose just aged 28. In 1998, Rod Williams, of Christian Death, died at the young age of 34. And in 2001, Olivia Barclay, a reputable astrologer, died at the ripe age of 81. Well, I hope you found this video interesting. If so, do leave a like and comment any April Fool's trivia that I may not have covered. I love to learn new things. I don't just do macabre facts videos. I attend Gothic events, explore Gothic products and shops, and share my opinions and any Gothic tips for those exploring the subculture. If you find any of that to your interest, do consider subscribing. We have a lovely community. Please join us in the comments. And I'll see you next time. Take care, my darklings, and be extra diligent today. Bye bye.